Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're plunging into some of the strangest, most confusing, and often truly creepy mysteries that have emerged from the anonymous corners of the internet.
Yeah, we're talking 4chan, that notorious image board.
Exactly. Where so many of these unsettling posts originate, especially from its infamous B section, the random board.
Right. And for anyone less familiar, 4chan popped up back in 2003, created by a 15-year-old, Christopher P.
Just 15. Wild.
Yeah, it's basically an image board site covering, well, everything. Tech, music, entertainment, politics.
But the key thing, I think, for today is its most popular section, B. That's where a lot of this weird stuff happens.
And you need to understand, while, okay, most of the site is probably fine, perfectly safe even, its whole anonymous nature has definitely fostered some truly bizarre and, frankly, unsettling posts.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, we should be clear up front. Many, maybe even all of these stories could easily be hoaxes, elaborate fakes.
Oh, for sure.
But that doesn't really make them any less creepy or enigmatic, does it? They still stick with you.
No, it doesn't. It's interesting how people compare 4chan to Reddit, often saying it's like a more extreme version, especially with the anonymous posting.
Definitely.
I have to admit, it's a corner of the internet I've always been a bit apprehensive about exploring myself.
I think that's fair. That initial apprehension is pretty common. But today, you're kind of in for it, because our mission for this deep dive is to guide you through some of the strangest, maybe darkest depths 4chan has to offer.
Right. We're exploring these unsettling online tales.
And maybe figuring out why they still fascinate us so much.
Yeah.
So let's kick things off with one that really sets the tone. The grandfather's nuclear bunker.
Okay, so this one dates back to 2015. An anonymous user on 4chan posted a series of images claiming they were from his grandfather's bunker. His grandfather had recently passed away.
Yeah.
And the story went that his grandfather had served in the Navy, World War II, and was, like, deeply fearful of a nuclear war. So he built this bunker, just in case.
Wow, okay. A full-on prepper.
Pretty much. And the original poster, the OP, said he'd actually never visited the bunker until after his grandfather died.
Okay, so he goes exploring, and what does he find?
Well, what he stumbled upon was, yeah, genuinely unsettling. He described breaking through this old rusted iron door,
Okay.
and it led into a long corridor, apparently carved by hand.
By hand? Okay, that's dedication.
Right. But the detail that really got people talking was this. In a room off to the side, he found a carving on the wall. A cross. And next to it, 6 or 7 disturbing stone faces.
Stone face.
Yeah. And he specifically noted they looked very different from each other, not, uniform, like someone had just collected them or made them individually.
That is incredibly strange, like something out of a horror movie.
It gets weirder. He said he then found the worst part. He examined the floor and found a bone.
Oh, no.
A bone that he said looked suspiciously like it came from a person.
Okay, hold on. So if we're taking this post at face value, his grandfather supposedly killed someone in the bunker and just left the body there.
That's the implication.
It beggars belief, especially if the whole point of the bunker was survival during a nuclear war. Imagine needing to actually use that space with,
Yeah.
that. How unbelievably awkward and horrifying would that be?
It's definitely what the post hints at. The OP also remembered something else his grandfather once told him. He warned him not to go there, saying a word that sounded like aware.
Aware. Never heard of it.
Neither had he. But later, another 4chan user suggested the word might have been ossuary.
An ossuary. Like where you keep bones.
Exactly. A container or a room that holds the bones of the deceased.
Wow. Okay, so the implication is, yeah, maybe his grandfather killed someone and made some kind of bizarre shrine down there.
Or could it just be part of the extreme preparation? Maybe he collected bones for some ritualistic prepper reason. It adds this dark layer, even if it's totally fake.
That's true. It definitely adds a layer. But that ossuary detail, I don't know, it feels a bit too perfect, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Like maybe the OP just Googled creepy bone rooms afterwards to make the story scarier.
It makes you wonder. I share that skepticism about the post's legitimacy, but it really shows how these anonymous platforms become breeding grounds for these compelling narratives. Fictional or not, they tap into real fears. Nuclear war, hidden family secrets, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I'm definitely leaning towards skepticism on that one, too. It's a chilling story, but yeah, almost too neat. Okay, let's move on. Our next mystery, the ogre hand and the basement dweller.
Ah, yes, this story starts pretty mundanely, actually. A user posts in a TV forum Shares a picture of himself holding a DVD copy of Mad Max: Fury Road.
Okay, standard enough. Asking for opinions on the movie.
Yep. But the focus, unexpectedly for him, I guess, immediately shifted to his hand.
His hand. Why?
Because it looked, well, people said it looked remarkably like an ogre's hand. Huge, maybe misshapen.
An ogre's hand. That's incredible. So people immediately jumped on that. Disbelief.
Oh, yeah, straight away. No way, that's real. See a doctor. That kind of reaction.
I mean, yeah. Either it's fake, or that poor guy needs medical attention. But, you know the internet. Did people just mock him, or was there any concern, or was the absurdity just the point?
Well, that's a critical point because the story just got stranger.
Right.
People also got really interested in where he was posting from. The background of the photo.
Ah, the setting. What did it look like?
It looked like he was living in a really cramped, dirty basement.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. And he made references to people who lived upstairs who gave him used electronics so he could watch his DVDs.
Oh, man. So the community, let me guess, they weren't kind.
Not really, no. Pretty
They-
brutal, actually. Mocking him, calling him a literal cave troll who loves DVDs.
That's rough. But, I mean, looking at the image, whether the hand is real or not, it does paint a pretty sad picture, right? Someone living in what sounds like awful conditions.
Definitely. It makes you wonder about the person behind it all. Was it a cry for attention? Just sharing his reality? Who knows?
Did you post anything else?
He did. He later posted more images, one showing a little shelf where he said he was allowed to keep his things,
Okay.
and another picture showing a part of the basement he claimed he was
Yeah.
expanding by digging it out with a shovel.
Hold on. Digging out a basement by
I know.
hand with a shovel.
That's what he claimed.
That just screams not legit to me. I mean, what kind of foundation allows that? You can't just dig out your basement further, can you?
Right. It seems highly improbable. Though I guess some commenters joked he was using his massive ogre hands to do the digging.
Okay, well, there's that. Still, the whole scenario just, it leaves you with massive doubts about its legitimacy, doesn't it?
Very much so.
Thanks.
It's a classic example of how on these forums the lines between reality, exaggeration, and, outright fiction just get completely blurred.
Yeah, delightfully blurred, as you say. Okay, let's shift gears again to something maybe more sinister. The Tennessee coordinates and Alex's disappearance.
Okay, this one kicks off in 2013. An anonymous user posts geographic coordinates, location, an abandoned building in Tennessee.
Just coordinates.
Coordinates in a message. It read, "By this rubble, your prize awaits. Park nearby and walk to this point for the secret." It's under plastic at this point.
Under plastic. That sounds ominous.
Extremely. So naturally, people were hesitant. An anonymous invite from 4chan to an abandoned building to find something under plastic. Yeah, not exactly appealing.
No kidding. Red flags everywhere.
So when nobody showed up, the original poster apparently got frustrated.
Okay, what'd they do?
They posted again, this time with a gruesome picture of what looked like a decaying human hand.
Oh.
Yeah. And the caption was, "Little friend, fly away. Why is no one coming?"
A decaying hand as a prize. That's not much of an incentive, is it? And prize is such a weird word choice there.
Very weird. But here's where the story takes a really chilling turn. Despite all those massive warning signs, someone named Alex allegedly decided to go check it out 5 days later.
Someone actually, wait, Alex.
Apparently.
Mm-hmm.
He claimed he was going to live post his experience. Said he'd arranged to meet the original poster there, but he decided to arrive early to scout the place out first. Smart, maybe. Or foolish.
Gutsy, at least. So what did Alex report finding?
He described finding a dark, dingy basement, said it smelled like food going bad,
Ugh, okay.
and inside a black plastic bag.
Yeah.
Remember the under plastic clue?
Yeah.
He found a folded paper plate and a mummified animal looked like maybe a bat or a rat.
Gross. But where's the prize?
Well, inside the folded paper plate was a hard drive.
A hard drive. Interesting. Did he take it?
He pocketed it, yeah. But there was also a message written on the plate. It said, "Plate's a date. A very important mate. You shouldn't have come here. I lied."
You shouldn't have come here. I lied. That's chilling. Okay, so what happened then?
Then came the climax.
Yeah.
Alex apparently heard someone driving very slowly on the gravel outside the building.
Oh, man.
He typed that he was trying to use a crawl space to get away, and his last post was something like, "I hear someone outside driving really slow on the gravel. I think it's time for my date. I'm going to see if there's a second door."
And don't leave us hanging.
And that was it. Alex was never heard from again on 4chan. Vanished.
Never heard from again. Wow. But hang on. If someone genuinely went missing after arranging a meetup from a 4chan post under these circumstances, wouldn't that have made the news? A missing person case tied to 4chan?
You'd absolutely think so, right? That's the big sticking point. The fact that there were no headlines, no police reports that we know of, it makes me pretty dubious.
Yeah, me too. So the suspicion is
Yeah.
that Alex and the original poster were the same person.
That's the most likely theory, I think. That one person faked the entire interaction, crafted this whole creepy narrative for the 4chan audience.
It's almost too cinematic, isn't it? But it definitely speaks to the power of online storytelling, how easily we can get sucked into these anonymous narratives, even when logic is screaming hoax.
Exactly. Okay, let's pivot to something. Well, equally unsettling, but maybe more medically alarming. The glowing liquid injection.
Right. This one sounds bad just from the title.
It is. A user posts an image, it shows some kind of fluorescent liquid, and he asks the forum for suggestions on where he should inject it into his body.
Oh, come on. Inject it. No. Just the thought is horrifying.
Yeah, the immediate reaction from anyone sane would be, this is not going to end well.
What was the liquid, supposedly?
It was believed to be the stuff from inside glow sticks.
Glow sticks. Isn't that stuff poisonous?
Absolutely. It's notoriously harmful if you ingest it, let alone inject it directly into your veins. We're talking serious risk. Blood clots, cardiac arrest. Injecting foreign substances is incredibly dangerous.
It makes you wonder about the intent there. Was it a desperate cry for help, some kind of really warped performance art, or just someone deeply, deeply misguided?
Hard to say. But despite all the obvious dangers, and presumably people warning him, he went ahead. After getting several suggestions from the forum, apparently, he chose to inject the glowing liquid into his wrist.
He actually did it. Or claimed to.
He then posted a picture. It showed his wrist, with his veins visibly glowing from the liquid inside.
Whoa. Okay. Real or fake? What's the thinking here? Was the image photoshopped?
It's highly debatable. Many suspected it was faked. And if you look closely at the photo, the angle of the injection seems weird.
How so?
Like, why would you inject yourself with one hand directly into the wrist like that? It looks awkward, almost staged. Unless, the main goal was just to get that specific photo.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like a practical way to actually do it. More like how you'd pose for a picture of doing it.
Precisely. It definitely adds to the skepticism about whether the act itself was genuine. The performative nature strongly suggests it might have been staged for shock value, which is still disturbing in itself, mind you.
Agreed. Okay, unsettling stuff. Now, for our final deep dive into the weirdness of 4chan today. The haunted computer and the I am God image.
Right. This one surfaced in 2014 on 4chan's paranormal board, X.
Ah, X. Makes sense.
The post claimed to be from someone whose friend was having, well, serious computer problems.
Like viruses. Malware?
Could be, but the description was weirder. Image files and text files kept appearing in his download folder, things he never downloaded. And supposedly, this was happening alongside weird paranormal stuff happening around his house.
Ooh, okay. Spooky.
So the poster's question to the forum was basically, could a paranormal entity be messing with his friend's computer?
My first thought is still virus, like a really weird, specifically targeted virus. But knowing it's the paranormal board, I bet it gets creamier.
It does.
Predictably.
Users asked to see these mysterious images that were appearing, so the OP uploaded a couple.
What did they look like?
They just look like strange red shapes. Abstract. Didn't seem to be anything specific. But someone on the forum eventually figured out that these seemingly random shapes were actually pieces of a much larger picture. When put together, they formed a face.
A face. Okay, creepy. Whose face?
Not clear, just a face. But then another user dug deeper. They found a hidden Greek word embedded in the forehead of the assembled image.
Hidden message. What did it say?
The word translated to I am.
I am. Okay.
And then someone took the entire image file, converted it to a binary sequence, and that sequence translated to the word God.
I am God. Okay, right. This is screaming creepypasta to me now.
It had all the hallmarks, doesn't it?
Totally. Posted on a paranormal board, hidden messages, unsettling imagery. It's like a perfectly crafted digital urban legend.
Exactly. The best ones always blend the plausible with the unsettling. But hang on, it gets a little bit more intense.
Oh.
The original poster supposedly got his friend, the one with the haunted computer, to film his house, to try and capture some of this paranormal activity on camera.
Okay, now we're getting into Blair Witch territory.
Kinda. He posts a short clip, about 30 seconds. The person filming is clearly distressed, shaky camera work, the whole deal. And from this clip, an image was pulled, claimed to be proof of a demon haunting the guy.
A demon? Seriously, let me guess, blurry photo.
You know it.
Yeah.
But what do you think happened next? Particularly unsettling if you choose to believe it.
I mean, personally, I'm not really buying the demon angle. It seems way too easy to fake. Like, it could just be one of his buddies standing outside a window wearing a mask, right?
That's the most logical explanation, yeah.
The whole demon thing just feels unconvincing. Did people on 4chan actually buy it, or was it more like they were just playing along with the story?
Well, what's intriguing is that some people who saw the original post, the image, the video, they actually claim that their computers started acting strangely afterwards.
Oh, come on. Like a cursed image.
Pretty much. People started comparing it to the video from The Ring,
Oh,
like viewing the content could somehow infect your machine,
um,
or worse.
wow. That's fascinating, though. How collective belief and suggestion can take hold online, even if the source is likely completely fictional.
It really is. But yeah, highly suspect. I think people do like to kind of peddle paranormal stories, especially on a platform like X. The whole thing seems far too easy to replicate to be genuine.
And the friend's reaction in the video, you say he sounded distressed, but does it sound like someone who's actually seen a demon? Or just someone acting?
Hard to say for sure from a clip, but yeah, it leans towards performance. It really does sound very much like a well-constructed creepypasta, a story designed to seem real that just caught fire online.
Agreed. The way it unfolded, the layers of discovery, it feels very much like a narrative built for online consumption, not a genuine event.
It's a perfect example of how that line between online entertainment and, perceived reality can just completely dissolve, especially when anonymity means there's no real pressure to prove anything.
So, after diving into all this weirdness, what does it all mean for us? And for you listening? Well, despite how 4chan is often portrayed in the media, it's probably important to remember that most of the site, most of the time, is likely perfectly safe. Normal discussions, memes, whatever.
Right. But because the site really prides itself on that anonymity, especially sections like B or X, it remains basically impossible to know for sure if these cases we've talked about are just elaborate hoaxes, right? Creative writing exercises from anonymous posters.
Or if there's something genuinely sinister going on in those hidden corners, they tap into these really primal fears and curiosities, don't they? They become these modern urban legends for the digital age.
Absolutely. And maybe that raises a final important question for you, the listener, to think about. In a world where we have infinite information, immediate connectivity, why do we as humans still find such a profound fascination in the unverified, in the unsettling, in these anonymously shared mysteries that just blur the lines between what's real and what might be fiction?
What is it that drives that collective desire to believe, even just for a moment, in the unbelievable? Something to ponder.